back to the Full Fledged Podcast, Briggs.
We are back, baby.
Always.
We are
That's your catchphrase.
we are back. We are so back.
Back for another
That's
one. We're into the 20s on episode count.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so
Really? I thought it was more. Maybe
yeah,
I'm
we're
wrong.
into the 20s now.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're cruising right along. We kind of took a little bit of another week-long break from episodes, but that's all right.
Yeah,
We set
out of
our
town.
New Year's resolution for 2 to 3 times a week, and we took a whole week off, so that's all right.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yeah. I was hoping I could find some time down in Tampa, but we could not find time. So
Yeah.
that's
I
okay.
I could have thrown together a solo record episode, but those ones typically are the one. It didn't really go that great, and the numbers weren't great, so I could have tried it again, but I don't know. Maybe some other time if it comes down to it.
Yeah. I feel like a solo would be good for like a post hunt. Like if it was just like if you just did a solo hunt and you're successful and you're just telling the story
Yeah.
type of thing. That'd be a good one.
Hunt highlight. Don't need anybody to like bounce the conversation off of. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's what we get into for next year when it comes hunting season again and when it comes to the podcast side of it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that
Agreed.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of plans for hunting seasons and stuff, one thing we kind of wanted to talk about, we'll do a brief, I guess, recap of the season from this year, all the hunting seasons, because
Mm-hmm.
by the time this episode comes out, I think it'll probably be like the last day of duck season, and then there's still goose season, but there's not a whole lot of geese to be shot around here, so not a whole lot of goose hunting around Nashville, so I probably won't pursue it, and then hunting season will be done for the 24-25 season, and then turkey season will start up in March, but it's heck of a ways away at this point. So yeah, we'll do
I
a
mean,
quick little recap of the hunting seasons, and we'll talk a little bit about what we want to do next year.
sounds good to me. Shoot, Mart's gonna be here before we know it, man.
Yeah, Brooks. Before we get too deep into it, check this
Mm.
guy out.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's for the listeners, non-watchers. I've got a what's it called? Yukon Outfitters. I had never heard of them, but
I've heard of them.
there's a couple of Buc-ee's in Tennessee, and we took a trip to Gatlinburg, Knoxville, that direction. It's like east side. Hi,
Yes,
the
Chelsea has joined
cameo.
the pod.
There it
Hello.
is.
There it is.
Haven't shown it yet.
Had to show it off for the viewers, not listeners. Chelsea has made a cameo appearance. She showed off her
Mhm.
ring. Let's see it one more time.
Let's see. I don't
And-
know. Is it clear?
Beautiful,
Right, there we go.
beautiful. There it is.
Yeah, for those of you who don't understand what's going on, yes, she's my fiance now.
Common law wife.
Engaged
Fiance.
to be wed.
Yep.
And Buc-ee's is great.
Buc-ee's is great. But yeah, so long story short, stopped at a Buc-ee's, got myself a mug.
Nice.
This thing holds ice like crazy, dude. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
they're great. Yeah. I
I've
need
never had a Yukon Outfitters one before, but I think it holds ice better than a Yeti.
Oh, don't say that now. You're
Hey.
you're gonna rustle and tussle all these hunters out here. They're gonna be like, nah, that's my Yeti.
I
My
don't
Yeti.
care.
Oh,
I mean, I don't remember I did a quick price comparison. I think they're a little bit cheaper than Yeti, but I do like Magellan coolers, like the Academy
Magellan
brand.
coolers. Okay.
Magellan, yeah. Our big cooler is Magellan brand. Really, really like that thing. It does the job, and it's on wheels and all the good stuff. But Yukon Outfitters, shout out, not sponsored, but
Sweet.
and Buc-ee's, not sponsored, but
Buc-ee's.
yeah, this still has ice. I haven't put new ice in it since yesterday. I filled it up last night, ice and water and everything, and
Nice.
didn't drink most of it because it was right before bed. But went and got it tonight. Still got a good amount of ice in there, so.
You love to see that.
And
So now, do they have different colors?
the Buc-ee's mug? Yeah, there were a couple options.
I might have to go up to the Northern Colorado location and grab myself a mug as well.
Yeah, make it the official mug of the Full Fledged Podcast.
The official.
The
mug.
official, unofficial.
Little news, if we're talking about the Buc-ee's, they're Johnson's Auto. No, Johnson's Auto Plaza. Johnson's Corner is closing down.
Really?
Buc-ee's ran them out. Now, honestly, I
It's
really
kind of a
don't know
bummer.
if they did or not. But apparently, what I read was that was my initial reaction was Buc-ee's just definitely ran them out.
Mm,
But apparently, the gas station is going to stay there, but the restaurant is going to close.
interesting.
Yeah. And those of you who are not from Colorado, Johnson's Corner is kind of been a staple here for a long time now. It's the restaurant that Lloyd and Harry go to in Dumb and Dumber, where they meet Seabass. Kick his ass,
Yep.
Seabass. So yeah, they're closing apparently. So, but I think it's because like apparently the service has been terrible and the food's been terrible, so that's why.
Mm.
It wasn't because of Buc-ee's, because Johnson's Corner allowed semis, Buc-ee's does not. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure part of it was Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
but
I mean, Buc-ee's food is pretty hard to beat.
dude,
Like,
it's oh my
and
gosh,
it's quick if they got it ready to go. Like, you want a pretty decent, not, I'm not saying it's top of the line barbecue, but you want like a decent brisket sandwich or pulled pork sandwich.
yeah, it's your
You're on the
go-to, man.
go. Like,
Yeah,
and it won't take you more than, I mean, you're gonna be in the Buc-ee's for like 20 minutes because you just can't help yourself but to walk around and shop.
well,
But
yeah,
if you are good about it, you can just walk in, walk out, 5 minutes, you've got yourself like a solid meal and
hmm
you're on the go.
yeah. I like their potatoes.
Yep.
Very good.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. If for anyone who hasn't been to a Buc-ee's, highly recommend.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you have a chance, for sure. At least stop once. You'll be amazed.
You got to go to a big one though, because I mean, there's some smaller ones here and there, but I think all of the ones outside of Texas are the big ones, or
Mm.
at least big ones. There's a few inside Texas that are smaller. I know that.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to a small one. I think they've all been pretty big. The big
Yeah,
ones.
because
Yeah.
that Tennessee one's pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two now. East Tennessee. I think they're building a yeah, they're building one in Murfreesboro, which is like south of us or
Oh
south of
yes,
Nashville.
right on the way to Atlanta.
Pretty much. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, they've got those two in Eastern Tennessee, and then they're putting one in Middle Tennessee now, and I'm sure they're gonna put one. They like none of them are like in the big cities or like on the edge of the big cities. Like Murfreesboro's considered small. It's like not in Knoxville. It's like on the way towards Knoxville, and then I forget where the other one is, but it's like none of them are like in the big cities. So it's I don't know. I find that interesting, but I could see them putting one between Nashville and Memphis
I
to be
can
on the
see
west
that.
side of the state, and then that obviously gets you connected closer to Mississippi, Louisiana, all that good stuff, Arkansas.
I've been to, I think I've been to two down in Florida. I think because there's two on the 95 on I-95 that I've been to. Um, I've been to the one in Alabama right outside Mobile. Um, been to a bunch in Texas. They're building a new one in Texas in Amarillo. I think they're pretty much done with it.
Mm. That would be a great spot for one.
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't one initially. Like a few years back, I was looking at the map of Buc-ee's, and I think it was like most of them were just Central East Texas, pretty much.
Hmm.
Nothing in West Texas. So I mean, they're finally branching out, which is good.
Yeah.
And then Colorado, we have the one in here in Johnstown,
Yep.
which is probably like 30 minutes outside of Denver, 40 minutes with traffic probably. Um, and then they're trying to build one in Monument, which is south of Denver, north of the Springs, but the people in Monument are throwing a fit about it. So, which I'm not surprised. I kind of would
Yeah.
too, because Monument's a nice little area that's like not too overcrowded yet. It's
Yeah.
getting there,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of the people who live in Palmer Lake are pissed.
Hmm. Interesting.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I personally think they should put it in between Colorado Springs and Pueblo. That would be a good spot
Yeah.
for him.
I can see them, I mean, as they grow, getting to that point too. Like if they have that one up north, the one that you're talking about, if they get that one done, and then they have one on the other side, like you said, between Springs and Pueblo, that'd be a good spot
Mhm.
for one too. I feel like that's kind of how they do it in Texas too. It's like you get on your way into the big city, you stop at one, you get through the big city, you can stop at one,
Mhm.
or, two big cities over. By the time you need to fill up on gas, stop at Buc-ee's, then Buc-ee's, then Buc-ee's.
Mhm. Buc-ee's
I
and
could see
Buc-ee's.
that
Yeah.
being the plan.
Yep. They always. It's funny because like usually the gas is always cheaper at Buc-ee's too, but they can do that because of just how much money they bring in.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But all right, well let's switch gears.
Switching gears again. Back to the task at hand. No, I guess share what you have to share about the hunting experiences you had, little, a lot, whatever you want to share over the year, the 24-25 season, and kind of what your plan is going into next season, kind of how you're going to prepare, kind of make it like I guess we can call it the Spark Notes version. I know we've talked about some of this stuff before, so we don't want to
Mhm.
bore the diehard listeners with the same old. So kind of give the Spark Notes version, and if there's anything new, maybe that you've kind of thought of over the last few weeks, month.
Yeah, so I mean, my whole hunting this year was pretty much September for elk season. That's all I got was an elk tag this year. I didn't get any rifle tags. I tried to get some rifle tags from the leftover list, but could just not get lucky enough to grab one. There was a couple I thought I was gonna get, and I got to the add to cart, clicked the add to cart, and it said, "Oh, all gone." And I was like, "Ugh."
Uh, Dang.
So, but yeah, my elk season was awesome this year. We were on elk pretty much every single day, minus I think one day we weren't on elk, which was super super lucky, I will say, because I'm sure there's a bunch of guys out there that did not hear an elk at all.
Right.
So we're very fortunate to be on elk every single day. Got some really good experience, which was nice. That was like my main goal this year was just to get more experience out in the backcountry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it would have been great if I would have got an elk for sure. But I'm so new that I would just rather keep gaining experience
Hmm.
and like put my time in. Because I mean, yeah, it would be like I keep thinking about it. Like, yes, it would have been great if I would have got an elk this year. But at the same time, like, if I get one right away, it would be like, well, I really never put much work into that, you know? Like
Yeah.
I feel like putting in my time is it's kind of like what you need to do as a hunter to just
Right.
learn everything. But yeah, and I understand like guys will get lucky here and there and just they'll just elk will just walk right on by 30 yards away. Cool,
Yeah.
done.
Right.
But
Got him. Yeah.
yeah, but I definitely learned a lot this year. Really excited to put into what I learned this year and put it into next year. Waiting for to get my new bow squared away. Still haven't really heard back from him. That'll be a whole nother podcast. We can talk about that. So just patiently waiting on that. Hopefully I hear back soon because I would like to get to start shooting here fairly
Right.
quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's January 20th and it's the off season and everything, but at the same time, first Western Hunt Fest is May 8th. I would
Yeah.
kind of like to be ready for it. So yeah, so going into this year, my plan is for sure spring turkey, which I believe is April and May here in Colorado. Yeah, and I want to get ready for spring turkey, so I like to start shooting too.
Right.
Uh, and then May first Western Hunt Fest, I believe it will be in Colorado Springs, either at I I think they're trying to get the Air Force Academy.
Mm.
They were trying to last year, but they wouldn't allow vendors on the base.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying this year at the Air Force Academy, but I'm assuming if that doesn't work, then probably Cheyenne Mountain like last year, which is
Yeah.
fine. I like that. I mean, that was a good course and a good spot. And then we got Raton for Western Hunt Fest in June, and then we got Bailey in July. So that's kind of, and of course I'm gonna go down and see the boys for tack. Sorry, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna hold off till the end and be like, hey, Brooksy, don't forget about tack.
Or yeah, tack in Tennessee with Justin and Tanner. So, which will be
Yep.
my first tack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I know tack is more of a just a fun competition. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's at least from what I've read. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you have your like
You can
things
compete
you
in your
can
group, but it's not
right,
like there's no like overall winner or whatever.
right. Which I mean, I think that's pretty cool. But one thing about Western Hunt Fest I do like is there is an overall winner, which is cool. The way they're doing it this year, there is no championship this year for Western Hunt Fest like there usually is. So it's pretty much there's going to be three winners,
Mm,
men's and women's, uh,
nice.
at all three. So that'll be really good. But I mean, I guess like I don't know. I would have to ask the guys why they're not doing a championship. But that's what Joel told me. So which I mean, it kind of I think or Jason told me one of the two. But which kind of makes sense. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do to prepare. I'm gonna get weight in my pack, start doing a lot more rucking as well. Get ready for pack out challenge, and obviously getting ready to hopefully pack out an elk
Right.
or a deer. So definitely gonna try to see if I can get a deer tag for archery this year along with
Hmm.
elk, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah. So the goal is archery
Yeah,
first, primarily.
primarily
Then,
archery.
yeah, if it comes down to it, maybe find a rifle tag.
Yeah, which yeah, I'm not opposed to, and Aaron will let me. I need to get myself a hunting rifle. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Aaron will let me borrow one of his, so I'm
Yeah.
not in a rush really to get it.
Yeah. That's good.
Hmm So,
Nice.
so yeah, that's pretty much that's the plan for me. What you got?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've got spring turkey coming up, obviously, for everybody. I think ours starts in March, April, and then I think the first part of May is the season. So, no, I mean, we've kind of we knew last year where the turkey were. We found them. We had a chance at them. We didn't have a shot, but we knew where they were, and we were starting to call, and we were kind of chasing them a little bit. So we're probably gonna hang around that same general area. We're just gonna have to kind of study up on our turkey hunting tactics a little bit better. Maybe try decoying or spot and stalk calling, kind of elk hunting style on turkey. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe try a little
Nice.
bit of both. But we did a little bit of both last year, but we didn't like know what we were doing. And I have a Jake and hen decoy, and we have calls, and so we were just like, oh, let's just put them out. Well, let's put the calls away and let's just go try to chase them. And that was probably part of why we were ineffective was we just kind of went willy-nilly and we didn't really have much success. We didn't see much. We saw some once and that was maybe kind of a fluke deal. But anyways, turkey, we'll try to lock down on some birds, at least get one. I think I'm gonna do archery. I don't know what Tanner's gonna do. He might do shotgun for the first little bit. Like if we get on birds and we just don't get a good chance for archery, then I might switch it up and be like, all right, I just really want a turkey and I'll break out the shotgun for it.
Yeah.
Um, do that. We'll do tack in May, I believe is tack. And then yeah, come like late spring, summertime, get out. We're probably gonna go shed hunt for some of those spots for some antler sheds. Just kind of do a little bit of scouting while the weather's nice, and then yeah, I know Bryant wants to get out there. Tanner may or may not join us, but just go check out those spots that we've been hunting pretty heavy and see where those deer are hanging out and do a little bit more scouting on those areas to see if there's better access points or what have you,
Mhm.
and then see if there's better trails to set up on anything like that, bedding areas, whatever it could be. Just scout it a little bit more in depth than we did, especially like where I ended up hitting that one buck that we didn't get, and we all kind of ended up sitting there a bunch towards the end of the season, so it's like let's go in and scout that because that's where we're getting the most activity. So we'll go in there and check that out late spring, summer, and just do a lot more scouting and like really get to know this area that we want to hunt. And then, put some cameras out and go and check those a few times. And then come September for us, I think it's like late September is when archery season opens. So get going then. And then it'll be deer season for a couple months, and then we'll get into to duck again. Bryant is like hooked, so
Love it.
I've got a duck buddy for sure, and then obviously Tanner really enjoys it. So whenever we're all available, like pretty good group of three to be able to haul decoys and an
Mhm.
extra gun in the blind never hurts.
Right
So
on.
yeah, I think we're gonna try a little bit harder, I think, for duck next year than we did even this year. Last year we just kind of went out a couple of times. We're like, oh hey, there's ducks on the lake. We got a couple, and then this year we had a couple different hunts that were pretty successful. I think going into next year, prior to duck season, we're just gonna really get out there and look for where we want to hunt ducks because
Mhm.
we know that they're around. They like the lake, so we just got to find spots that they like on the lake better than anywhere else, and how we want to hunt them and things like that.
Right.
Maybe invest in some more decoys. I know Bryant wants to get more. I've got more in Wyoming that my family's gonna come down for the NWTF convention, the
Okay.
National Wild Turkey Federation
Mhm.
that's hosted in Nashville every year. It lines up like the weekend after my dad's birthday, and so they're gonna come down right after his birthday, and then they'll be in town for it. So we're all gonna go to the convention, which will be fun. But they're gonna bring down, I think I've got like a dozen and a half or so decoys up there, so they're gonna bring down some more, and that'll help the spread for the decoys. And then yeah, well, I think the key for next year, the main theme is gonna be scouting
Mhm.
scouting deer, scouting ducks. We did better with scouting deer, and it showed. We Tanner and I each got a doe this year. I
Mhm.
think going into this next deer season, it's going to be even more of the key. Just scout like crazy and really figure out what the deer are doing, where they're moving, when they're moving, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the plan. Maybe do like we'll do tack, and then there's that one archery club around here that Tanner and I went and did a few shoots. We'll probably go to one or two of those again this year. Those are just more for fun, not necessarily for anything, not necessarily practice related, but we each shoot in our backyards, so that's kind of our
Nice.
practice time.
There you go.
So
You guys been up to the new MFJJ
no, not
spot?
yet. Not yet. I would like to. Honestly, I keep forgetting that it's there, and then like I'll get on his Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and it's like now in Nashville. And it's like, oh crap, that's right. They're there. I need to go up there sometimes.
Yeah. I just listened to he was on a podcast with Elk Shape and
Mm,
he was talking about the new location and everything. So
yeah, yeah, it's pretty sweet from the sounds of it.
yeah,
The
that's what
videos
I'm
I've
hearing.
seen.
Well then maybe in May for sure when I come down, then we're gonna have to at least stop by.
Yeah, we can make a quick jaunt up there,
Yeah, why not?
check
Love
it
to
out.
see it. It'd be yeah, I'm surprised you haven't been there yet, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, trying to save money. I know as soon as I go in there, it'll be like, oh, I could get that and that and that and that and that. Yeah. No, we're saving. We're saving some money. We want a house, but I think we're gonna wait till 2026 probably to
Mhm.
buy a house. We'll do one more year of our lease agreement, renter's agreement, whatever. Save up some money
Yeah.
with Caitlin's new job and all that. Save up some money, and then she's still in real estate, so she might be a part of some transactions and use some of that to pay off some loans and
It'd be
save
good.
some more money. And we do really want a boat, like a sizable boat. So I've got one kind of picked out. Whether or not it stays available until the time we can actually afford to do it will remain to be seen, but I've got it
Right.
picked out. She's on board. And so it's just going to be like, all right, how long do we have to wait to save? Because I'm getting antsy. I really want it. And
Yeah.
because it'll really help. I mean, where we hunt for everything is on this same lake, and there's so many other spots that you can access, and even the spots that we do hunt, to be able to access them by boat would even be way better than accessing them from a parking lot and walking in, because a lot of times those are three-quarter of a mile walk just to get to like a good spot where the deer are moving.
Right.
And so, a lot of these good spots are pretty close to water, and you know, where I was and where Tanner likes to set up, that's like not even 20, 30 yards from the shoreline, so,
Good.
and I'm like 50 yards from the shoreline. So to launch a boat and go across and get over there would make access easier, and you can scout and find more spots and get to some spots that are maybe less used, maybe only other people with boats would
Right.
really be in there. So it would just open up the opportunities for that. Plus, we want to fish, and we're going to try doing a lot more fishing this summer. Um, but yeah, save for a boat. That's kind of the big one that hopefully summertime we'll have a boat to be able to fish and use to scout and all that good stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that everything works out and that boat stays available, because it's it's basically a John boat that I've been looking at, but it's like a big John boat. And I think from like 2023 to like the 2025 model, they're all like exactly the same. Like
Okay.
the build is the same, there's everything about it's the same, but for some reason the 2024 is like $2,000 less, just because it was made in 2024, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, the one has been sitting in the Bass Pro parking lot for over a year now. Like I see it every day on my way to and from work. It's just sitting there on the side of the road waving at me like, I'm waiting for you.
Please pick me up.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm pretty sure like it's brand new as far as I know, and like nothing wrong with it. Just been sitting there in the sun and the cold and the rain and the snow. It's like it just really wants a home. But
It's like,
yeah.
Justin,
Yeah, so
I
I
have
mean,
you.
I don't know
You
why, other than
you
it
will buy
it
me.
might have been just because it was built earlier than the 2025 model that it's $2,000 less or whatever. But
Yeah, and they're probably trying to get rid of it too, so that helps a lot. And honestly, you could probably get them down a little bit more,
yeah,
potentially.
if my negotiating skills are up to par,
Yeah,
talking down
because
a little bit.
well, I mean, if by then they haven't sold it yet, they're gonna be like, please take it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, was like, how can I use that as some good negotiating leverage to be like, hey man, I've seen this boat in the lot for over a year. Like I drive by it every day on my way to work, and it's just been sitting there. What is it gonna take to get it off your lot other than asking price? Because
Right.
what's up with it? Why is it not selling?
Right.
Granted, it's not the
Exactly.
most popular type of boat. Like not everybody's out there dying to have a big John boat. So,
Right. Exactly.
but
Well, fingers crossed.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited, especially because we want to get to fishing some more. Caitlin has started fishing more. Well, I don't know if she ever really fished before, but she really enjoyed it last year when we were just fishing from the shore.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I don't know if she's ever fished from a boat, but we didn't cape any fish last year, and I've never eaten like smallmouth or largemouth bass, but
Mm.
I've eaten hybrid and striped bass before, and they have those in this lake, and it's like, okay, we need to find those. And from what research I've done, you pretty much need a boat to find where these fish are. And it's like,
Okay.
hey, we need a boat to find the fish that we want,
Here
because
we
they're
go.
tasty fishies. So
Tasty, tasty.
yep. So that's even more
I
of a
like.
selling point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
That, and she's done some like talking to friends and coworkers and stuff like that, of people that have boats also, and they're like, yeah, just the one thing we regret is we bought like a small boat as our first boat, and now we have two kids, and whenever we want to take husband, wife, 2 kids, and a couple of friends or something like that. We can't. And even the one coworker she has was like, we had 3 kids and our boat fits 4. You can't
Yeah.
like you're not allowed to have that fifth person, no matter how small they are. So it's like, well, one regret is not having a big enough boat. So
Yep.
it's like, well, I guess save up and get a boat because this one it seats 9 people, and so it'd be nice.
Nice.
Not that we're always going to have 9 people on there, but if we have our 2 dogs, us two, hopefully a kid in the future, maybe 2 kids in
Mhm.
the future, whatever the case may be, a couple of friends, whatever,
Right.
or no dogs and us and the kids and family friends and kids,
Hmm.
Brooks and Chelsea and their kids. Yeah, no, and well, that's the other thing about this boat that I mean, we were trying. I was trying to find like the all-inclusive boat. What is the boat for everything that was within budget? And there were a couple other like $50,000 boats that were like, oh yeah, this you can fish and hunt and this and that, and it can fit 10 people. And it's like that's awesome, but it's 50 freaking thousand dollars. Like,
Yeah.
no way.
No,
That's awesome,
it's
but
another
no,
car.
can't. Yeah, exactly. Well, more than that. Oh, I mean, my truck was 30, so like buying a boat that's worth more than my truck, it'd be insane to me.
Yeah.
But
My truck was 20. Yeah, 20. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was just like, what can I find that's gonna do everything? It's shallow, so you can get to some shallow water to hunt ducks. It's big and plenty of seating, plenty of room for
Mm.
fishing. You can have 3 or 4 people fishing on it at once. You can fit a bunch of people and a bunch of stuff on it, so you can go hang out in the swim cove or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like this is not the perfect boat, but because you're never gonna find the perfect boat, but this
Right.
checks a lot of boxes. So
It's like a camper.
yeah, exactly.
You can't find the perfect one, but you can at least find one that checks all the boxes or most of the
Yeah,
boxes.
yeah, yeah. If there's one small detail left out, it's like, well, is that the end of the world? No, but you got something that accomplishes a whole lot of other things that you really liked. And plus, with this one, I mean, the concerns we have can be modified, added on to it later, like
Hmm.
seating, and it doesn't have. I mean, no boat has a roof really, or like a
Right.
bimini top, so those types of things, storage, whatever, all
Hmm.
those things can be remedied. So that's the hope. We think we found the one. It's just hoping it stays available.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
But yeah, so that's kind of the plan.
Sounds like good plans to me. You mentioned scouting. I guess I forgot to mention that as well. Is try to get boots on the ground as much as possible
Yeah,
up in the back country for sure. Get some trail cams. I need to get a couple,
yeah,
at least two.
yeah. That'd be nice.
The very least, it'd be two. I need to e-scout more for sure too. I know OnX has a really nice e-scouting system. I mean, I
Yeah,
know you can use Google Maps too, or Google Earth or whatever.
yeah. It's just not. It's not the same. OnX is nice because I mean it has certain features that Google Earth just won't offer.
Right.
Since you already have OnX, I would say you can stick with that. But the one I really do like is that Spartan Forge app. They have a couple more layers that really help with like I've heard stories. I haven't had first hand experience with it, but there's the LiDAR function, and apparently there's some website that you can find LiDAR for free, but it's like what it does is it takes it down, like it's more than just showing you the slope and the terrain. Like it'll show you where there's like indentations and like trails and stuff like that,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
from the ground and without like any tree layer or anything like that. I'm doing an awful job explaining it, but it's like it's black and white, but it will show you what small indentations or things like that. So like what one or a couple stories I've heard examples is people have been in an area and it used to be a logging area and there was like this old logging road, but it had been overgrown and nobody really like it. You wouldn't be able to know unless you like looked at this lidar and you could see where there was an old like trail and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check this out," and the deer took that trail all the time because it was just like
Hmm.
like a much more clear path than having to go through all these other like bushy areas, and so it was just like the deer used this as like a travel corridor like crazy, and it was like
Okay.
so using that feature was like the only way that you would find it unless you like really knew what you were looking for in like a more recent picture, like satellite image vid. But and I think I know Spartan Forge is less expensive, but there are like the landowner features and stuff like that on OnX I think are a little bit better. They're the
Huh.
same, but it's just like more accessible on OnX. I like having both because I have access to all the features. It's just I think if I were to choose, like if I had to go into next season and be like, oh, you're only allowed to have one, I would probably switch to Spartan Forge. But that's just
I
me.
might have to check it out then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anywho.
I got my OnX membership for free because when we're at or I think we're at Outdoorsman Days. It was either the last Hunt Fest last year or Outdoorsman Days. One of the guys who owns Hunt Fest was giving out the like free premium member, not
Mm,
the elite, but like the premium membership for it's like I think one state or whatever.
yeah.
So I was like, I'll take a free year, heck yeah.
Yeah, may as well.
But I'll check out Spartan Forge because I'd like to upgrade. If I do stick with Onyx, I'd like to upgrade to the elite.
Yeah. That's one I have. It's always nice to look at. I mean, it'll help with fishing too and stuff like that. Looking at other states and places you can hunt, neighboring states.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, e-scouting is huge. Just to give you an idea, especially like for you, it's a little bit different here now for Tanner and I because we're so close proximity to where we hunt, where it's like, okay, I can e-scout, but
Hmm.
I'm 15-minute of a drive away from this spot. Like I may as well just go check it out. So,
Right, may as well.
but for you, it's like it's a couple hour drive plus to get up to where where I really want to go
Yeah.
for whatever tag I draw. I can't just hop over there on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this week and go and check out different spots. You know, it's
Right,
like
exactly.
you have to plan out like a weekend trip or something like that and be like, okay, I really need to go check out this spot, and this spot. And that's really all you can accomplish. And then it's like, okay, maybe in 3 weeks from now I can go and do it again. So yeah,
Hmm.
for you, e-scouting is going to be huge. And then hopefully you get the fruits of the labor in your physical scouting, and then all of that pays off, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. And
Yeah.
the very unfortunate part is don't I hope Chelsea doesn't listen to this. But our wedding date is September 27th. I am sorry, everyone. I couldn't say no to it because we were trying to do an early October,
Mhm.
but when she found out that September 27th was on a Saturday, she's like, "Yep, that's it." Because it was her mom and dad's anniversary as well. And for those who don't know, her mom passed away 11 years ago now. So
Mhm.
she wants to honor her mom. So I could not say no.
Yeah.
Much as I
No, for
wanted
sure.
to, I was like, well, I can't say no. So I guess we're doing it.
No, those sentimental things is huge for the wedding. Makes
Hmm.
makes you feel better about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the 27th, it's toward the end of the season anyway. So
Yeah.
it's not like,
Well, you'll get your bowl the first weekend. You'll be fine.
well, I was thinking, bachelor party, you guys come out and it could be you guys. And then groomsmen, we all go out, we kill a bull the day of the wedding. Yes!
Man,
And then that's what we
she would
serve for
kill
the
us.
dinner.
She would kill us.
Yeah, she would. We could do the day before. We serve that at dinner. The greatest wedding of all time.
That would be pretty sweet.
Well, greatest wedding meal of all time, but it'd still probably be the greatest of all
It
time.
would make for the greatest wedding.
So that would be
Nice.
kind
September 27th. For the save the dates coming out. Was
of
that my save the date?
well, that's yeah, that was your save the date.
I'm
We
going to
still gotta
forget
find.
to
We
know.
still gotta find. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We still gotta find a venue So, yeah. I mean, we're trying to go as cheap as possible. We're gonna do
Courthouse wedding. Courthouse wedding.
courthouse wedding. That's what I'm saying, right? And then use whatever money we get and just put it towards the house.
There you
But
go.
that's a whole nother conversation. No, she wants regular wedding. I think it'll probably be like a medium sized, not too big, not too small, but like right in the middle.
Ours was pretty small, I would say. I mean, compared to, I guess, if you want to play the comparison game of, this people had, or these people had this many people, and this wedding had that many people. Ours was like less than 100, so it was like pretty small.
That's pretty good.
Obviously, there's people that have had smaller, or they do have smaller, where it's like 20 some people. It's like parents, siblings, and like the closest friends, and that's it. Ours was like pretty much all of our family that could make it, and some of our closest friends.
Right.
So that the number it kind of kept on creeping, kept on creeping. It's like, okay, we gotta hit our limit here because we're friends, but it's not a huge venue. We did it at her uncle's cabin in Minnesota, like on the lake, and so it's like really small property. It's like, we can't fit 100.
Yeah.
So
I was sad I couldn't go, man. It
yeah,
sucked.
it was a good one. That one was the greatest wedding of all time. I don't care what you say.
I hope you would say that for your sake.
Go get my ass beat after she listens to this episode.
Right. I was really bent out of shape that we couldn't come up because I was coaching that team. Sorry,
Yeah.
if any of my former players are listening to this, sorry, tough shit.
No, it's all good. We had several people that just couldn't make it, and it's all good. It wasn't about you guys anyways.
I know it wasn't about us. It's about you guys, and I wanted to be there for you guys. But
Yeah.
oh well, it's okay.
Oh well. Oh well.
But yeah, save the date. I know we kind of went on a wedding tangent there.
Hey, that's where
It's
it
part
goes.
of life. It's life, man. Everyone gets married. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but there's
Yeah,
some
that's true.
unfortunate folks out there, I'm sure.
Yep. Yep. Well,
That was a pretty good episode.
yeah, we'll wrap her up there. Any closing thoughts, Brooksy?
Just looking forward to getting my bow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that episode because there's probably some details that are still fuzzy for me that I would love to have some clarification on. And also, I'm sure the people are like, okay, what the heck's going on? So clear that up. And I just want you to have a bow again,
I know
just
it's
because it's fun to shoot.
yeah, a little hint. It was just a very unfortunate accident that happened with the bow.
A series of unfortunate events, honestly.
It was a series of it, and I will never be buying a bow off eBay ever again.
Yeah, lesson learned there. Oh well.
Oh well, I mean, I bought it for $800, which is a pretty good deal for a 2-year-old Hoyt. So
Yeah,
can't
for
complain
sure.
there. But at the same time, like, I should have just went to the bow shop, shot the bows. Now lessons learned. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yep, that's my closing thoughts. What are yours?
We've done a really good job not getting political, and I'm not about to go on a rant, but obviously President Trump has been inaugurated for his second term. Lots of changes have been happening, and so it'll be really interesting to see how all that trickles down for a lot of different things. Me having the small business, like really small business compared to other small businesses, it's very small
Yeah.
operation.
Oh, you're still brand new.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what comes of that. I mean, there's so many different things that are being changed right now that
Mhm.
it'll be like could be a really eye-opening experience 6 months from now, being like, holy cow, like things are definitely different. So,
No income tax, please. No income tax.
right?
It would be the greatest thing ever to
No
happen. No
tax on
income tax.
overtime. That would be awesome. I would be working like all the time if that's the case.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
No income
Let's
tax
make
and
that
no
money.
tax on overtime. Like I will be working every weekend. Sorry, honey.
Hell
I'll see
yeah.
you at 11 o'clock every weekend.
Just freaking just the thing is like we if we get the no income tax, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Get all that. Like, I don't know how you could be against it, because it'll just create such a better economy for this country.
Yeah, you get money to
And
spend, and it goes right back into the system.
right, like, people have so much more money, so much more, and it would just
Yeah,
it would change the landscape of America so much. It would be unbelievable. It would be the greatest. It would be one of the greatest things a president has ever done, by far.
you heard it here first.
Hmm.
Yeah, so with that, I mean, it'll also be interesting because now there's, the Senate has changed, the House has changed, the Congress, all that stuff is different than it was last year and years before, what have you. And so, when you're looking at bills that are coming down the pipeline for us, like hunting, fishing, outdoors, it'll just be interesting to see what things get passed, what things get shut down that maybe in the past would have been the opposite, or if it'll be more steep of a pass or not pass on certain bills. So,
Right.
um, no,
Well,
all that stuff will be really interesting. And once the congressional stuff starts happening, we'll try to be on top of it as much as we can as far as it comes with like Tennessee and Colorado, just to have what bills are being proposed and what bills are getting pushed through and stuff like
mhm,
that.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this right now, in Colorado, we are up against the probably one of the biggest assault weapon bans in that's like ever been proposed
Mm.
in the United States, like, history. Pretty much every single gun besides like a shotgun will be illegal. It's massive. So there's a lot of fighting going on right now, at least in the state capital. There's like RMGO, Rocky Mountain Gun Owners. They're fighting it hard. I know there's a few others going after them. Hopefully, gun policy goes after them. I, I think I need to find them again. For some reason, I lost them on Twitter. But yeah, so this is a potential, like they tried to pass the assault weapons ban last year here in Colorado, didn't pass. Now they're coming back like full force, and so yeah, it's kind of scary, because every single gun I own would be illegal. So yeah, you didn't hear that,
I
ATF. Actually, I'm not even gonna worry about the ATF anymore because they're gonna be disbanded. So peace.
Well, there's our political fix. We got it off our chest, but no, I think the big thing is once it comes down to the bills and stuff like that are being proposed for hunting, fishing, outdoors, firearms, things like that. We'll try to do our best to not be like a news source to cover them, just to be like, oh, hey, this exists,
Yep.
this is happening. So
Yeah.
not necessarily the Cal's weekend review where you have a call to action and call your
Hmm.
congressmen and women and yada yada, just to let you
I
know,
mean,
hey,
you could for sure
these are
do
the
that.
changes that are being proposed.
Yeah. I mean, by all means, you can go call them all you want,
Yeah,
but
we can
yeah, we'll
promote some of
just.
that. I never have called a congressperson.
I never have either. Maybe I should.
I mean, if you're facing that assault weapons ban, there's a pretty good chance that it might help a little bit.
Yeah, it probably will. So I better. Chance, what are you doing, dude? Sorry, my dog's weird.
All right, we'll wrap her up, Brooks. It was a good episode. We covered a lot there, from weddings to fishing boats to politics,
I like
everything in
it.
between.
Yep.
All right, Brooksy, we'll have another one recorded here soon, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right. See you guys. Have a good one.